You ever watch an AI think for a second, and then it comes back with something almost philosophical? Looks deep, right? It's not. It's doing math. Extremely fast, slightly show-offy math. But here's the real question. If you told it your name 5 minutes ago, does it still know it? Does it know it ever knew? Let's go find out what's actually happening in there. Here's a feeling you've probably had. You're 3 messages deep into a conversation with an AI. Everything's going great. It clearly gets what you're talking about. And then you open a new chat tomorrow, and it's like meeting a stranger. No memory of you. None. Meanwhile, somehow, it can recite the plot of a novel from 1851 without blinking. So which is it? Does this thing have a memory like a goldfish, or a memory like a library? Quick quiz. Pause and answer before I tell you. Got your answer locked in? Good. Let's get into why that happens. Turns out, remembering isn't one thing. It's at least 2 completely different systems wearing the same costume. Let's pull them apart. The first kind of memory happens during training. Back when the AI was built, it read an enormous amount of text. Books, articles, websites, conversations. Way more than any human reads in several lifetimes. But here's the part people get wrong. It didn't save any of that, like files in a folder. Think of it less like a library and more like a sponge that got wrung out. The words are gone, but the shape they left behind stuck around. That shape is millions of tiny adjustments to how the AI predicts what word comes next. That's why it can talk about a 19th century novel without looking it up. It's not retrieving a memory. It's recognizing a pattern it absorbed a long time ago. This kind of memory is permanent, but also frozen. Once training's done, it doesn't update. It's less photographic memory, more extremely well-read friend who hasn't read anything new since training day. The second kind of memory only exists inside a single conversation. It's called the context window, and it's less a memory, more a really good short-term notepad. Picture the chat we just saw. Every time the AI sends a new reply, it isn't recalling anything. It's quickly rereading the entire conversation so far, top to bottom, then responding. Imagine someone who, before every sentence they speak, skims the whole transcript of everything said up to that point. That's the trick. It's not memory. It's a very fast reread every single time. And that notepad has a limit. Once a conversation runs long enough, the oldest parts fall off the edge to make room for the new. And the moment that chat is closed, the whole notepad gets thrown out. That's why opening a new chat tomorrow doesn't carry anything over. There's no notepad left to reread. Quick one. Answer before we move on. Now let's talk about the feature that's actually changing all this. So how do some AI tools seem to remember you across different conversations now? That's a separate feature, bolted on top of everything we just covered. Not a smarter notepad, a literal external notebook. When you turn memory on, the AI writes specific facts about you, your job, your preferences, your ongoing projects, into a small file. Next time you chat, before it even starts replying, that file gets quietly slipped into the context window. The notepad trick, just with a head start. It's not actually remembering you in any deep sense. It's reading a cheat sheet about you before the conversation even begins. Efficient, a little sneaky, honestly, kind of relatable. So next time an AI seems to forget you completely, that's not a bug, and it's not being rude. By default, there's no notebook. Every conversation genuinely starts from zero. And if it does seem to remember you between chats, now you know why. Not magic, not a deep relationship forming, just a small file, quietly doing its job. Here's what you can actually do with this. If you want continuity, look for a memory setting in whatever AI tool you use, and turn it on deliberately. And if you'd rather keep every conversation private and separate, you can usually turn it off just as easily. Either way, now you know what's really happening behind that thinking. Turns out it wasn't so deep after all. Just fast, clever, and a little forgetful by design. Next week, how does it recognize your face in 2 seconds flat? See you then.